Well, it was a tough scene in the locker room, as it generally is when guys invest and put their heart and soul into this. And certainly the core, the group that was on the floor a lot today, has done that all year against a lot of adverse conditions. So very emotional in the locker room, saying goodbye to a couple of seniors that have meant so much to me. Remy Martin, feels like yesterday he was stealing the ball versus Kansas and Lawrence, Kansas, and laying it in. And I won't have an opportunity to coach him again. So that was tough. The reality of that. Lonzo Verge had some outstanding things to say for some of the younger players in the program. So he had tremendous words. So it was a very good moment. It's been a tough year. It's been, just a lot of things thrown at us all year, and just have tremendous respect, for the entire group, that we stayed together, that these kids have gone through all the procedures they go through every day, the protocols, masks all the time, testing, and they've and we've gotten through it. We got through the season, and it's always sad when it ends. But when there are people that you have such a bond with and a connection, it makes it a little more difficult to know that it's over.
Move on to questions from the media using the raise hand function. Start off with Doug.
Bobby, as Oregon started to pull away there at the end of the first half, do you think maybe fatigue was a factor of that? They just had that brief little run where it seemed like they put some separation between you two and you guys couldn't recover.
Yeah, we just I think we had a couple of offensive possessions where we had some decent looks. I remember one Holland had on the right wing, and I'm sure I'm forgetting others. I thought the ball was sticking a little bit too much offensively in the first half, and they were able to load their defense. We didn't effectively attack their switches. They were switching just about everything. So yeah, the offensive end did not flow great. But I thought we had a chance in the second half. We talked in the locker room about, going down 7, to Washington State to start the second half, and that we're down 8 right now at half. So we have a few more minutes to figure out how to get that lead back. Just wasn't meant to be. When Kamani went down, it was just such a terrible moment to see a guy that, really cares so much about his team and his teammates, and has, turned his season around and again invested so much into trying to help Arizona State win basketball games, and to see him get injured was very upsetting. At that moment, we effectively had very little chance to win the game. Now, the 4 guards, they emptied the tank out there. They ran around and chased Oregon. We hit some threes, tried to keep it 12, 14, and we can never kind of break through and get it to single digits.
Michelle.
Yeah, Bobby, we talked about Remy and how much he's meant to this program. It seemed like early in the game and even yesterday, he wasn't as aggressive, didn't take the ball to the hoop quite as much as he normally does. What was your take on that?
I just think, Michelle, defenses understand his value to what we're doing, and they load their defense to him quite a bit. He had Noah Williams hounding him yesterday, good size, one of the best, one of the better defensive guards in the conference. And so getting clean shots was not easy. We drew up the play we ran against Grand Canyon. He got a corner 3 in the right corner. It didn't go down. Would have liked to have seen that happen for him. I think that could have jump-started him a little bit sooner in that second half.
Trevor.
Bobby, I know you were pleased with getting 35 minutes from Jalen Graham yesterday, that tie-up sequence that led to his technical there in the second half. What did you just kind of see there and from him in this game?
I think it was properly officiated in that, and again, that was a very physical moment where 2 guys were entangled and neither wanted to give up the basketball. And we had possession of the basketball at the time, but Jalen maybe just lost his cool for a second, and certainly that cost not only the free throws, but just getting another foul, and we can't afford to not have him on the court.
Cam,
Hey, Coach, what was the hardest part about this season when you look back on it?
I mean, I should have had someone, follow me around. Wrote a book about. It's hard to single out one thing. At the end of the day, though, I got to go to practice with my team every day. I got to watch Jalen House get better this year, and watch Jalen Graham get better, and have a chance to have one more dance with Remy in this season. And these guys never folded. I think that's, as far as trying to find the worst thing that happened, it's hard to single one out. Feel for all the players that were injured and couldn't get back out on the floor, and all the ups and downs of not knowing if you're going to play games or not. But it was all worth it because of the things that I just touched on.
Michael.
Yeah, Coach, I know you touched a little bit on Kamani, but I'm guessing he'll have to be evaluated. But I mean, from what you saw after the game, was he able at least to move around okay? And then I know, like you said, I mean, it's been such a tough year, but what do you feel that you can take from this year and that you learned about yourself as a coach? Because like we've heard all across the country, no coach has had to deal with anything like this. But what did you learn about yourself as a coach?
I just think that I have to identify qualities and people that I want to go to war with, and I need to continue to recruit those guys. I need to find more people like Kamani Lawrence, and Remy Martin, and guys that just lay it out on the line play with their heart. Kamani is blue collar, he's so we have an opportunity to reshape our team this offseason, and we're going to work hard to do that.
Doug.
Bobby, I mean, it's been speculated, and we can kind of read between the lines, but in regards to Josh and Marcus, do you expect them to declare for the draft and stay in the draft?
It's always been, and I've been clear on the message, with Josh, that he's always intended on playing this season and then turning pro, and I have not heard anything to otherwise with regards to Josh, and then Marcus is going to go through his processes as well, but we have not had a chance to sit down and talk with either guy about what their intentions are at this particular moment. We just went all in for a tournament, and seeing guys walk out the door that I love and care about, just that's where my mind is at right now. But we'll have those conversations and see where everyone stands here in the next couple of weeks.
Last question for Coach, and then Jalen House will be joining us. Go ahead, Cam.
Hey, Coach, just what are you most going to miss about working with Remy Martin, and how much, I know you've touched on it, but just how much have you valued that friendship and relationship over the years?
Just great kid, outstanding family, loyal to the program, ultimate competitor, friend, a guy that's, has humility, that competes, that makes big plays, that embodies, my personality, for playmaking and playing with passion and loving the game, loves to play the game. So, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough moment.
Thanks for the time all year, Coach.
Thank you.